Welcome to another great video by Exam Sam Study Aids in Media. In this video, we're going to look at an IELTS speaking topic list with IELTS speaking sample questions. Here are the instructions for the IELTS speaking topic list with IELTS speaking sample questions. Try these advanced practice speaking tests for IELTS Speaking Task 3. You can practice the tests on your own or ask a friend to listen to you. After reading the IELTS speaking topic list, you should go to the individual IELTS speaking sample questions. You should pause after each sample question in each topic and try to speak on the individual questions for 20 to 30 seconds each. Now let's have a look at the most common IELTS speaking topics. We've reviewed the past IELTS speaking exams and have seen that the following topics are very common on Part 3 of the exam. Culture and cultural events in your country, education, the environment, family and friends, food and nutrition, free time, hobbies and leisure, media and technology, role models, shopping and consumerism, television and entertainment. These IELTS speaking topics are commonly used on the test because in order to answer them, you will have to predict or speculate about something. You should therefore try to use conditional sentence structures on Part 3 of the IELTS speaking exam. Please see our other videos for IELTS speaking to practice these skills. Now we'll look at some IELTS speaking sample questions for each of these IELTS speaking topics. Here are the IELTS speaking sample questions on the topic of culture and cultural events. Remember to pause after each individual question and try to speak for 20 or 30 seconds. What can different cultures learn from each other? What role does advertising play in your culture? Why do different cultures celebrate events such as birthdays differently? What is the importance of festivals and national holidays in your culture? Do you think that special events, such as weddings, will change in your culture in the future? Now let's go to the IELTS speaking topic, Set 2. Here we see the IELTS speaking sample questions on the topic of education. Again, please pause after each question to practice speaking. What is your opinion about the way English is taught in your home country? How are attitudes about education different today than in the past? In your opinion, should a school teach creative subjects like art and dance? How important is it for schools to have computers in their classrooms? To what extent does a person's choice of university affect his or her success later in life? What changes do you think will take place in education in your country in the future? You've probably seen a pattern emerging now on the Task 3 questions. On some of them, you will need to compare and contrast. On some of them, you will need to explain. And on some of them, you will need to speculate. Please see our other videos on IELTS speaking to practice these skills. Let's go on now to the IELTS speaking topic, Set 3. We'll have a look now at the IELTS speaking sample questions on the subject of the environment. How much of a problem is pollution in your country? Is the environment in danger in your country? Why is it important to protect the environment? How can the problem of pollution be solved? Do you think that pollution will get worse in the future? Why? Moving on now to the IELTS speaking topic, Set 4. Here we will see the IELTS speaking sample questions on the subject of family and friends. Which is more important to you, family or friends? Why? Is friendship more important than family in the culture of your country? How have family relationships changed in recent years? How should parents treat their children? How should children behave towards their parents? What are the causes of conflict within families? What kinds of conflicts occur between a person's family and a person's friends? How do you think family relationships will change in the future? Again, notice that the final questions will ask you to speculate or make a prediction about the future. Let's go now to the IELTS speaking topic, Set 5. We'll see the IELTS speaking sample questions on the subject of food and nutrition. Can you compare and contrast the types of food people eat in your country with the food that's eaten in the UK? Are people's eating habits different now than in the past? Do you think that most people eat a healthy diet? Would most people prefer traditional food or fast food? Should children be taught about cooking in school? What can be done to prevent people in the world from going hungry? Should richer countries help to supply food to poorer countries? Why? How do you think that attitudes about food will change in the future? We'll have a look now at the IELTS speaking topic, Set 6. Here are the IELTS speaking sample questions on the subject of free time, hobbies, and leisure. What types of leisure activities or sports are the most popular in your country? Why do you think it's important for people to have free time? What are the possible benefits of playing a sport? Why are some hobbies and leisure activities more popular than others? Can you compare leisure activities today with those from the past? To what extent can sporting activities bring people from different cultures closer together? Can you speculate about what types of leisure activities might become more popular in the future? We'll have a look now at the IELTS Speaking Topics Set 7. Here we have the IELTS Speaking Sample Questions on the subject of media and technology. Can you compare and contrast learning about the news from the radio and from the television? What are the similarities and differences between the news on these two forms of media? What types of publications do people enjoy reading? What sorts of stories are usually reported on famous people? Are the stories good or bad? In what way can films and other media affect the decisions that people make? Is it better to converse face-to-face or on social media? In your opinion, should people who write for online newspapers and blogs be allowed to say whatever they want? In what way can people cause annoyance to others by speaking on mobile phones? How will the reporting of news in the media change in the future? Moving on now to IELTS Speaking Topics Set 8. Here we have the IELTS Speaking Sample Questions on the subject of role models. Who are the most influential people in your country? Who are the best role models? Parents, friends, teachers, or someone else? Why is it important to have role models? What types of influences and pressures are there on young people nowadays? In what way do you think that the educational system in your country influences the lives of young people? What do you think will be the biggest influence on young people in the future? Moving on now to IELTS Speaking Topics Set 9. Here we have the IELTS Speaking Sample Questions on the subject of shopping and consumerism. What are the typical things that a visitor to your country might buy? What types of things do young people in your country like to buy? In your opinion, is it better to spend money or to save money? How have shopping habits in your country changed in recent years? Do possessions bring people true happiness? Can you speculate about the reasons why people enjoy shopping? What can shops do to make shopping more pleasant for the consumer? In your opinion, are most people wise consumers? To what extent does advertising influence people's buying habits? In the future, do you think that most people will do their shopping on the internet? Finally, we'll have a look at IELTS Speaking Topic List Set 10. Here are the IELTS Speaking Sample Questions on the subject of television and entertainment. What types of programs do young people typically watch in your country? Can you compare and contrast free national television and paid television programs in your country? In what way can watching television be harmful to children? Can you speculate about the reasons why people like watching television? These IELTS speaking questions are samples from our IELTS speaking download. The download tells you how to improve your score on each part of the test, with tips and exercises on advanced grammar. The download also comes with 12 sample speaking tests and Band 9 answers, as well as an IELTS vocabulary list and useful phrases for the exam. Please see Exam Sam's other videos in IELTS speaking, listening, reading, writing, and vocabulary. That is the end of the IELTS Speaking Topic List with IELTS Speaking Sample Questions video. Thanks so much for joining us, and please remember to subscribe to our channel.